Alpine is shaking things up, and you won't believe the opportunity that just landed on Christian Horner's plate. After his surprising departure from Red Bull, many expected him to just take another team principal role somewhere else. But that's not what Horner's after. Instead, Alpine is offering something game-changing, a chance to own a piece of the team. Yeah, you heard that right. Alpine is putting about 20% of their team up for sale, and Horner isn't just looking to be hired. He wants to be a co-owner. This isn't just about a paycheck or a new office. It's about building a legacy and having control over his own Formula One destiny. Think about it. After more than 2 decades of building Red Bull into a championship-winning powerhouse, Horner isn't likely to settle for being just another employee anywhere else. Ownership gives him something different: control, influence, and a say in the team's future that goes beyond day-to-day management. This could be a fundamental shift for how former team principals stay involved in F1. Instead of moving from one gig to the next, they could become true stakeholders, shaping the sport from the inside out. And Alpine? They're in a unique spot. They've got talent, resources, and now a stake for sale that could attract someone like Horner, who has the experience and vision to push them further. It's not just a team looking for leadership, it's a team offering partnership. What do you think about this? Would you back Horner owning a piece of Alpine? Let me know with a simple yes or no down in the comments. And hey, if you want to stay ahead of all the F1 drama, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. Your subscription really helps us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers and keeps you in the loop with every twist and turn in the paddock. Now, let's dig into what's happening behind the scenes, because there's a lot more to this story than just Horner and Alpine. Right after his exit from Red Bull, Christian Horner got a message from Flavio Briatore. Yes, the legendary figure who's been part of Formula One for decades and is now the de facto chief at Alpine. Their relationship isn't just about friendship. It's built on years of competition and mutual respect. Briatore reaching out so quickly wasn't just a courtesy call, it was a signal that serious talks about Alpine's future were already underway. But here's where things get complicated. Horner is still technically under contract with Red Bull until 2030. That's a huge deal. Both Horner and Red Bull want to part ways, but they need to find the right agreement to end their partnership early. That contract situation means any move to Alpine isn't straightforward. It adds a layer of complexity that both sides will have to carefully navigate. BBC Sport journalist Andrew Benson shed some light on Horner's options, saying that while many teams would love to have him, Alpine's offer is unique. It's not just about becoming another team principal. It's about stepping into ownership. That's a big deal in the F1 world, where power and control usually come from the very top. So the contract issue and the Alpine connection via Briatore are key parts of this puzzle. If Horner can break free from Red Bull's contract, the door opens to a whole new chapter. Until then, it's a waiting game, but one filled with high stakes. What do you think? Will Red Bull let Horner go early? Or will this contract hold him back? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to keep up with all the twists in this story and beyond, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. We're aiming for 1,000 subscribers, and your support means everything to us. Now, let's talk about why Alpine makes so much sense for Horner right now. The team isn't just selling a share for the sake of it. They're reshaping their leadership. Recently, Alpine announced Steve Nielsen as their new managing director starting this September. Nielsen's role is very operational, focusing on the day-to-day running of the team. That's important because it leaves room for someone like Horner to come in and focus on the bigger picture: strategy, growth, and ultimately shaping the future of the team. This split in responsibilities could be perfect for Horner, who has proven time and again that he excels at leadership and vision. He wouldn't be bogged down by the nuts and bolts of team operations. Instead, as a co-owner with a 20% stake, he could influence major decisions and push Alpine toward becoming a serious championship contender. Alpine sits in a fascinating spot right now. They have solid backing from Renault, talented drivers, and a history of flashes of brilliance. But with new investment and fresh leadership, their trajectory could change dramatically. The idea of Horner bringing his championship-winning experience to the table, combined with Briatore's involvement, suggests Alpine might be ready to step up in a big way. This isn't just a business transaction. It's a potential game-changer for Alpine and for Horner. Ownership means Horner could help steer the team's direction over the long term, not just chase short-term results. So, what do you think? Would you like to see Horner turn Alpine into a real title threat? Could this leadership duo be the spark Alpine needs? Let me know in the comments. And if you're enjoying this deep dive, please give the video a thumbs up. It really helps get this content to more fans, like you. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates on Horner, Alpine, and everything F1. We're growing fast, and your subscription gets us closer to that 1,000 subscriber milestone. Let's compare Alpine's ownership offer to what Ferrari might bring to the table for Horner, because this contrast is huge. Ferrari is one of the most prestigious teams in Formula One, no doubt about that. But the reality is, if Horner joined Ferrari, he'd be stepping into a well-established hierarchy where he'd be just another employee. He'd report to top executives and the board, with limited control over the team's big-picture decisions. Alpine, on the other hand, is offering Horner a chance to actually own a piece of the team, around 20%. That means real influence and the power to help shape the team's future on his own terms. It's a different kind of prestige, one tied to control and long-term vision instead of just a title. Now, financially, buying a 20% stake in an F1 team isn't cheap. It's a serious investment, but for someone with Horner's track record and connections, it's more than just money. It's a commitment to building something lasting. This ownership opportunity could let Horner extend his legacy beyond just running a team. He could help build a team from the ground up in a way that Ferrari's structure simply wouldn't allow. That said, it's not an easy road. Being part owner means Horner would have to work with Renault's board and the team's chairman. He wouldn't have total autonomy. But compared to being an employee, the level of influence he'd gain is significant. So, if you were in Horner's shoes, which would you choose? The prestige and history of Ferrari with limited control, or Alpine's ownership stake with a chance to truly shape the team? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's get that debate going. And if you're finding this analysis interesting, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. It helps us grow and get more fans like you in the conversation. Looking at the bigger picture, Christian Horner's potential ownership role at Alpine could signal a whole new era in Formula One leadership. Traditionally, former team principals either move on to similar roles elsewhere or fade out. But Horner stepping in as a part owner shows a different path, one where experienced leaders become true stakeholders with long-term investment in the sport's future. This model could change how senior figures stay involved in F1. Instead of just managing teams, they could shape their destinies, control budgets, and influence key decisions at the highest level. For Horner, after decades of success with Red Bull, this move offers control, security, and the chance to build something lasting. Plus, the timing couldn't be better. Alpine's decision to sell a 20% stake coincides with Horner's availability, and the team's restructuring means there's room for a new vision. With Steve Nielsen handling operations and Horner potentially focusing on ownership strategy, Alpine might have the perfect leadership combination to rise up the ranks again. But this also raises questions. Would Horner be able to manage the tension between independence and accountability? Would he accept being answerable to Renault's board? These challenges could define his next chapter in F1. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think this ownership model will become the new norm for former team principals? Could Horner's move reshape how leadership works in Formula One? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And please, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Fast News F1 and help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. Your support means everything and keeps the latest F1 stories coming straight to you. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more F1 news and insights right here.